Stugotz says we have dueling stats of the day. You and who else? Is it you? You have two, or you and Chris Cody? Who?
I have one. I sent it to Chris. He sent me one this morning, so I have one and Chris has
Mine's
one.
better.
Yeah. All right, let's play the intro then. The long version, please.
No.
What?
Come on.
Come on!
Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day.
Let's go, Uncle Luke, loading Miami bass in their face.
Poppy's coming, Poppy's coming, Poppy's coming, Poppy's coming, Poppy's coming, Poppy's coming.
Hey people, listen up players.
Get it.
Cut the bleep. It is time to go on a journey. I will take a flamethrower to this place.
I Poppy.
Is it just me? Or is it a little warm in here?
Get it.
Flaming doodoo fire. Flaming doodoo fire. Flaming doodoo fire. So loud, so wrong. Flaming doodoo fire. Flaming doodoo fire. Flaming doodoo fire. Start of the day. Maya la contatón. Maya la contatón. Maya la contatón.
The stat of the day.
Maya la contatón. Maya la contatón. Maya la contatón. Well, no, unless you got bones on. Give it to me again.
Poppy's coming, Poppy's coming, Poppy's coming, Poppy's coming.
Woo! So loud. Woo! So wrong.
It's the stat of the day.
They can kiss my old Cuban ass. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day.
Yo, who did this and who did that? Lay up, way up before they block that. That boy hot, he on fire. I'm talking back to back and stats don't lie. You gotta have these skills. You can't fake this up. It's going in the record book. You can't make this up. Man down, time out. Somebody break this up. Kick him out. Double tap. Show if he act up. Oh boy, my boy, it just got real. What you think this is? Oh, you gonna take this L for real?
Hey, yo, Method Man, one time for you, yeah. It's the stat of the day. Yep, the stat of the day. This ain't a Stephen King novel, so don't get carried away. I borrowed the line from Poppy while I was passing the J. Man, what happened to Gase? It's the stat of the day. Yep, the stat of the day. Long as the numbers don't lie, that's all that matters today. Shout to Poppy, cause he probably was a Mac in his day. MIA, but Dolphin must have been the catch of the day.
Stat of the day, right off the bat, it's off the map. Digging down in the almanac, who got the stat? Give it to us, just drop the facts, all of that. Running numbers, now I want the stat.
No time for arguments, yo, let me see them facts. Yo, don't you bother talking shit, I ain't got time for that. Before you claim a single thing, you better run it back. Ain't no racking up, no double use until I see them stats.
Who got the stat? Who got the stat? Who got the stat? Stat of the day.
Start of the day. It is the start of the day.
Stat of the day.
It's the stat of the day. It's the stat of the day. It's the stat of the day. It's the stat of the day. It's the stat of the day. It's the stat of the day. It's the stat of the day. It's the stat of the day. It's the stat of the day. It's the stat of the day. tradition like no other. Is this a little much? No, no, no. It's time for the long version of the stat of the day. Stugotz will read us the stat of the day. The long version of the stat of the day. Oh, can't make it stop, it just goes on. It's the stat of the day. Stat of the day.
Matt Hasselbeck was struck by lightning twice. Sugar Ray Robinson's son is in the Hall of Fame for roller derby. What? 1.25 billion chicken wings get eaten on every Super Bowl Sunday. That's 625 million wingless chickens. In 1943, the Steelers and the Eagles lost so many players to service in World War II that the teams combined, and they called it the Steagles. Stat of the day. Stat of the day. Stat of the day. I can't believe Dan thought Josh Allen would never be a good quarterback. Michael Phelps hit the longest golf putt ever made on camera at 159 feet. That's deep. The Harlem Globetrotters are originally from Chicago and known as the Savoy Big Five. And that ain't no jive. Joe Theismann's last name is actually pronounced Theismann, but a marketing guy at Notre Dame got him to change it to Theismann, so Theismann rhymes with Heisman. Theismann, Heisman. Joe came in second that year to Jim Plunkett. Man, that don't even rhyme. Who would have thunk it? Stat of the day. Stat of the day. Stat of the day. Can't believe Dan thought Josh Allen would never be a good quarterback. Running backs don't matter. Sacks are not a QB stat. Magnus effect, draft capital, true shooting percentage. That's what's win rate. What's a Pythagorean expectation? Spin efficiency. Yak like Kittle. Nobody's got yak like Kittle, man. Kittle's got crazy yak. Regress to the mean. Regress to the mean. Yeah, that's the stat of the day.
Who's got the most touchdowns? Who's got the most assists in a game, in a season, or in their whole career? Who just got hit by a pitch and who just scored a hat trick? And when was the stadium built and how long has it been?
Oh my God, look who is here, our original G. Hit them with something sexy, Kenny G.
Stats. Facts. Of the day. Of life. Sacks. At bats. War.
Wins above replacement.
What's he even good for? Points per game.
PPG.
touchdowns in a season. Pass rush win rate. Is there even a reason for this?
Fourth and Babbitt, regression to the mean. Strikes and blocks and carries. Who's your MVP? How many times have they done it? How many years has it been? How many ways has it been done to go down in history?
Stat of the day. Stat of the day.
We don't have any time left. There are 8 seconds left in the segment. Stugotz, do you think you have a better stat than Chris Cody has? Because I've got 2 stats to counter both of your dueling stats.
Wow.
Who's got the better stat here, Chris Cody? You or Stugotz?
What am I? That'd be weird if I voted for Stugotz. So I'm going to go with me. No, I honestly think mine's the best. And he sent me his after, and it's solid, but I definitely have the winner.
You should give the stats, and then we can decide.
All right, let's do
like
that.
a preview.
All right.
Just so we're clear, you have 2, though.
I have 2, yes.
So 4 stats.
Wow.
We've got 4 dueling stats. I'm going to try to beat whatever it is that Chris Cody and Stugotz have. So go ahead and get us started, Stugotz.
All right, Dan. Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson needs only 235 more receiving yards to be the all-time leading receiver in Chicago Bears team history. He's 24.
That's a good stat. Not as good as mine, though. The Yankees are 69-69.
Nice.
For the first time since 1969.
Wow. Couple of 69s, cutting it up.
Easy.
Dan?
I don't have in front of me the sourcing on this, so forgive me on this.
It
But
doesn't matter.
If
stats are public domain.
Right.
If-
I didn't source mine.
if Pete Rose
Charlie Hustle
were to come out of retirement right now and go 750 for his next 750, he would still have a lower
for
batting
700
average than Tony Gwynn.
Wow.
Billy, what did you decide to get in there
I think
with?
he's right, though.
We thought that you were going, like, if he didn't get a single hit for the next 750-something at-bats, that his batting average still be higher than someone else. By the way, the idea that Pete Rose could come out at 70 years old and go 750 for 750 is insane. Like, who would think that that's something that could happen?
I think Pete Rose is 80-something, isn't he?
I have a stat. Do you want the stat?
Sure.
We need Dan's other one.
Yeah,
first.
Dan has 2.
Well, I'll share it after Dan's. I'm just saying I have a 5th stat.
I have a 6th stat. I'll go after
Wow.
Mo Salah has 6 yellow cards in his Premier League career. 4 of them are for taking his shirt off and celebrating. If you saw his body, you would understand why he keeps doing that. What is the other stat that you have, Billy?
Clayton Kershaw's career ERA is 2.48.
He's pretty good.
The lowest
that was the
ERA by anyone in the league this year with a qualifying ERA is 2.50. So his career ERA is better than any pitcher this year.
And who is it? Is it Cole? Is it Snell?
No, it's Strider.
Oh, okay.
Do it in the postseason.
That guy, it feels like 99 miles an hour is coming out of a mustache.
That's why everybody hates the Braves, I'm telling you.
I have a stat, too.
Oh, for the love
Wow.
All right, Amin, what is your stat?
Quickly, Rose is 82, by the way.
My stat is Andre Drummond is the greatest rebounder by rebound percentage in the history of the NBA. He grabs 25% of all available missed shots when he's on the floor. That means for every 4 misses that are happening when Andre Drummond's in a game,
he gets one of them.
He's getting one of them.
Wow. Good
That
math,
is
Chris.
crazy because that player should be more valuable. If I told you, Stugotz, that stat I think might be the best one I've heard so far. If I told you that the guy who's available is better at rebounding than anyone ever, wouldn't teams be fighting over him?
Well, he thinks he's a Hall of Famer, but this is a conversation for another day.
But how is that? Is there something deceptive about those numbers, or is he the greatest? Well, he's great at offensive rebounds too, which helps. But that stat that you gave, I don't think most people listening to this would say Andre Drummond is the greatest rebounder in the history of the sport.
Well, I mean, it should be noted that this number only starts in like 1970, so because we don't know what Wilt and Bill Russell were doing rebound percentage-wise. But most people, if you say who's the greatest modern rebounder, they'd say Dennis Rodman. He rebounds better than Dennis Rodman.
Jessica, do you have something better than that?
Miami is offering BOGO ticket special for this weekend. Fans who purchase a ticket for the Texas A&M game will get a ticket to the Georgia Tech game on October 7th.
I'm going to the Georgia Tech game. I could have got a free ticket out of it.
We have not talked college football.
Free $3 ticket to the Georgia Tech game.
I have another stat, Dan, if you want it.
Oh.
If Kevin Durant wins the next 5 NBA championships, he will still have less rings than Michael Jordan.
This is why we played the long version.
I have a stat, too.
Wow.
What a day. What a day.
Amazing.
Lucas Giolito is the first pitcher to allow 8+ runs in a game for 3 different MLB teams in the same season since Bill McGee, who did so in 1899. I'm worried about him. Bill McGee disappeared.
What?
Yeah, Bill McGee, the last guy where this happened in 1899, disappeared.
Did he disappear right after it happened?
8 years later in 1907, hanging out with his family, disappeared.
Was it part of a magic trick?
I don't know, but we got to be worried about Lucas Giolito.
In 8 years.
September 6th of 2000, whatever.
There are some college football things I want to get to, Stugotz. I was not aware that Butch Jones was crying on the sidelines because he was losing 73 to nothing, 73 to nothing to Oklahoma. I was not aware that Butch Jones was at Arkansas State. Incidentally, everything
He
that's
looks so mad.
Everything that's happened at Tennessee since he left. That's what Butch Jones was supposed to do. And if you're wondering why he's crying.
That's why.
It's not just that he's losing 73-0. It's not just that people are learning, oh, he's at Arkansas State now. It's that he had the Tennessee job.
Not Arkansas, guys. Arkansas State.
He saw a clip of Joe Milton and was like...
Jim Harbaugh we talked about yesterday because his team, it's one of the greatest martyrdom honors I've ever seen. Self-imposed ban. His team is holding up 4 fingers for the 4-game suspension that Harbaugh self-imposed. But that might not, Jessica was saying, that might not be the funniest thing that Jim Harbaugh did this weekend. Jim Harbaugh channeled a little bit of Chris Cody this weekend with his word choices.
He said, there is no offense. There is no defense. It's a we-fence.
I like that. I do.
My effect.
The
Chris Cody effect.
Let's go we. Yeah.
He also said, to start that little paragraph, be the guardian of victory. That's the #1 job you have. The guardian of victory. And he's right. The we-fence played really well on Saturday. Yeah.
I always expect East Carolina to put up more than 3 points. Why is Jim Harbaugh doing interviews during his self-imposed ban?
Because he's still able to coach during the week. So when the quarterback of Michigan said, "Oh, we just want our coach back," literally all he can't do is coach the game.
So if you're a Michigan fan and you want to bring that defense sign to the stadium, you bring a we fence sign now?
Bring a we fence. I also was like, maybe he meant we, like WII, like sports.
Wow.
Like,
yeah. That sounds like a cool game. We fence?
We fencing.
There it is.
We have a clip of that Harbaugh press conference. Let's play that.
As far as splitting up the head coaching duties, I guess what are a head coach's responsibilities during the game?
Be the guardian of victory is probably the number one job. You have making sure that the decisions you're making are complementary on all three phases. There's no offense, there's no defense. It's a we fence.
I love him.
I love this guy.
He looks like a serial killer.
Yep. 100%. That was my first thought too, Dan.
I'm not saying he is a serial killer. I'm just saying he absolutely looks like if you were casting for serial killers, he would come in and be a guardian.
It's the glasses. They give off Dahmer.
No, it's that he has like the comically like bad vision glasses where his eyes don't look like the proper size for some reason.
Those are thick lenses.
But he used to like, I don't know how this happened because he used to be like sans glasses. Like I guess he wore contacts and then just gave up on it. It's like, those are magnifying glasses.
His left eye is huge in this video we have right here.
Guardian of death, is that what you were going
Look
for?
at him. Look, you're right. Chris Cody is pointing out something here. It might be the camera angle, but his left eye, the pupil, looks twice as large as his right eye.
Terrifying.
And when you hide it behind the glasses, that person is obviously someone who has severed heads in his freezer. Like that just, that's what it looks like. I'm not saying that he would do that.
I have been squatting on this take over the weekend, and I want other people's opinions. Not that Jim Harbaugh looks like a murderer, but just that Jim Harbaugh is Midwestern Dabo Sweeney, and Dabo Sweeney is Southern Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. Wow. And is the Southern part where the religion comes out?
Well, Jim Harbaugh's got some of that, too.
Does he have some God Squad to him?
He does. But Dabo's is more like you hear about it in every press conference and all those.
He's the most God's coach as there is in college football,
but
correct?
They definitely have some overlapping, like, crazy head coach tendencies that are specific to each other. Because, like, you know, we know every head coach in college football, you have to be a little weird to do that.
Sure.
Right? But they have a very specific intensity that I see mirrored off of each other sometimes.
I know we're making fun of him, but I would totally be here for all coaches getting rid of coach as the descriptor and all of them asking to be guardians of victory instead. I would prefer to refer to them that way.
Head guardian of victory for the Michigan Wolverine.
Yes,
Harbaugh.
It is much better.
The press conference, guardian of victory. What did you guys think you should have done there in the third quarter?
Yes.
His name isn't technically coach, by the way. It's the J. Ira and Nikki Harris family head football coach.
Is that right? It's sponsored?
Yeah, it's
That's
sponsored.
a new thing in college athletics. It's women's basketball coaches, men's basketball coaches too. They have endowed positions now. So when the university will send out a press release, it's like the so-and-so head basketball coach at the University of Notre Dame or whatever.
What a time.
So the booster's name is like in the press release.
You know what we got to do now, right? We got to have him on and just address him as that every single time.
Well, last time he was on, we just played the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald or whatever that song was.
Well, he was on with his
Toe
dad.
tapper.
He was on with his dad,
Yeah.
as I recall, and they were.
We
gonna
had
be,
something going there, man.
They
We
were going to
did.
be our music
Yeah.
critics, and then we never heard from them again. Can we hear from Shane Beamer, the son of Frank Beamer, who also gave us some memorable press conference this weekend?
Do we have any stats? Anybody? It's kind of the story of the night. Clock was wrong the whole game. We're trying to kick an onside kick to start the second half, and we got to wait on the chain crew because they're eating a hot dog. That's the only disappointing thing about tonight. So,
Just ripping everybody.
Remind me, where is he the guardian of victory? Is it a Virginia Tech or somewhere?
Carolina.
South Carolina. And also,
Really?
like, the chain
The
crew,
Cox.
they can eat a hot dog and measure first down at the same time, right? Like, there's got to be something else going on there if that's why they're
In
late.
the beginning of that, he's looking around his podium. Where can I get stats? Nothing went right today. He's just throwing a tantrum.
do we have any stats?
And then
Anybody?
Mac Brown at the end of the game, and while shaking hands, grabs him by the neck.
Is that a thing he does?
Yes.
I saw that.
He's done it before. He's, I think it was Manny Diaz. He grabbed his arm like with a vice.
He's an aggressive grabber. Mac Brown, you think he's coming in friendly, but next thing you know, he's got a vice grip on your jugular.
He spits in your mouth.